It's Zach. Welcome back to the Murray Homestead. Today we have a super fun task to do. I was mowing a couple days ago and my mower belt broke. So I need to replace it and I'm going to show you how to do it. This should be fun. Alright, I'm using the John Deere manual to tell us exactly how to do this. It is kind of vague, so that's why I decided to make a video, show y'all a couple little extra details that'll make it a little bit easier for you. All right, so there are two belts under here. You have the mower drive belt, and that's going from the engine to actually provide power to rotate the blades on your mower deck. And then you have what John Deere calls the secondary belt, and that's what most people are going to be replacing, I would imagine. And that's the big belt that actually goes to each spindle and rotates the blades once you engage the PTO. So I have to replace the harder one today, and in order to change the secondary belt, you literally have to take the whole mower deck out. So, like I said, this is going to be fun. First things first, move your dogs, and then you're going to take these anti-scalping wheels, and you're going to rotate them 90 degrees. All right, and you're going to rotate all four of them 90 degrees, and we're doing that because we're literally going to drop the deck and roll it out this way. All right, we'll do that on all four sides. All right, now that we have the anti-scalping wheels all rotated, we're going to lower the mower deck down as far as it'll go. You're going to put this all the way on one. Your height adjustment, lower the deck as far as it'll go, and then you're actually going to pull back on this handle and lock the deck like that. Okie dokie. Next thing we got to do is you're going to take a 3/8 socket. You're going to find your tension pulley. I have to find the tension pulley. Which one is that? That one. All right, once you get this out, you want to wipe it, go over the whole thing and make sure there's nothing busted with it. And if you're just replacing this belt, you can actually do it with the mower deck still on. It's kind of a pain in the butt, but you can. And as you can see here, I have very slight separation on the belt, but that's where it's connected. I'm going to just cut that little sliver off, because these belts are about like 40-50 bucks. I'll show you which ones I got off of Amazon, but they're not free. And the rest of the belt is in good condition. All right, next, if you can see down here, you have these arms, and that's what the lift pedal controls to raise and lower the mower deck. So you're going to pull these pins here in order to release these and just scoot them out the way. And you have one on each side. Now that we have those both off, you want to remove this hanger on the front. And you can either just push the mower deck to get it off of that hanger there, or if you want, you can remove those cotter pins and remove it that way. So I'm going to take these cotter pins off. And I'll let that come down. And that come down. So now we got that loose. Alrighty. Before you pull the deck out, you're going to release the deck, and that's going to let those arms, the mower deck height arms, get up out the way. And now you can pull this deck out. All right. All this just to change a belt, folks. Fun. All right. Now would be a good opportunity to clean your deck as well as you can while you're under here. So we're going to do that. All right, now that we got it all cleaned up so we can kind of see what we're doing here, we're going to remove these spindle shields. And you're just going to use a wrench. In this case, I'm just going to use a crescent wrench and remove these 2 bolts here. All right, you'll lift this piece up and off. And as you can see, it's just those 2 bolts right there that hold this on. All right, take the second one off. And we'll be almost ready to put the belt back on. Alrighty. Now we've got all that stuff out of the way. We can take this old poor belt off. You want to make sure to get all that extra string and damaged belt off. And now would be a good time to check all your spindles. They should rotate freely, okay? These 3 are your blades themselves, and they should be nice and smooth, and you shouldn't have any wobbling in there. If you do, you're gonna have to replace a spindle and or just a bearing. And we'll do discard of this. All right, and as you can see here on the John Deere manual, it shows you how to put the belt back on. Right there, it's kind of hard to see, and apparently if you don't have the actual manual, it can be kind of hard to find on the internet. So I printed this out for y'all and myself. So if you want to pause the video and you can see how the belt's going to go back on those pulleys. All right, so I'm going to be using this picture to figure out where everything's going. You do have this point here and this point here that you can put your ratchet on to increase or decrease the tension. Because that last pulley, you're really going to have to crank down on it to get it the last little bit of the way on. And if you can see here, you have a whole lower set of pulleys. And that's for the bottom or the secondary belt that we're replacing. That actually is for the blades. And you can see you have these top 3 pulleys here. And that's going to be for your main, your power, okay? So we're just working with this bottom row here. So you can see I'm going to have to go around here, around this pulley here, go back over, go over the top, go down here, and back around. So, fun. This might be common sense, but you have a V side of the belt and a flat side of the belt. So if you're having issues kind of trying to figure out where everything's going, 1, you got the picture, and then 2, you can see these spindle pulleys here are shaped like that on the inside. So your V is going to go on the inside like that. And then on these 2 pulleys here, you have a flat side. So you can see where the back side or the flat side of the belt is going to go. All right. Look at it. Okay, I gotta get this part right across there. Alright, so I need to pull this one. Alright, you recording? All right, and I believe that is it. That was actually not too bad. I used this tension arm in order to stretch this spring here, and that was it. I was able to relieve enough pressure to get this belt behind this idler, like it shows in the diagram. And so I'll show y'all again real quick how I did it. So I started on this side, and I put the belt underneath this pulley here. I went around here, around this spindle, and I skipped this one, and I had enough slack to go around this spindle, and that was pretty much in place. And then again, I used my socket to stretch that spring out and get enough slack to get the flat side of that belt back behind on this idle pulley right here. So that's it. Now we need to reinstall it. Kind of a super cool side note, if you get a lawnmower this big, it's actually called a garden tractor, and this thing can tow 800 pounds. So if you want to use it around the yard for various tasks and stuff, and or you want to plow snow in the winter, because it does have attachments for a plow up front, you can take this deck off and store it wherever you want, and it gives you all the extra ground clearance, and you removed that extra weight. So it literally is a little baby tractor. All right, and then I'm going to put these shields back on. Again, now would be a really good time to go ahead and lubricate all the spindles while you have the whole mower deck out. I lubricate excuse me, these 3 spindles about every 5 hours of operation. Do whatever the manual says. Too much grease really isn't a problem. Too little grease is a problem. But while you have this off, there's actually a Zerk fitting here that can be a little bit hard to reach while you have the tractor or the mower deck installed. So you want to go and hit that one too. Getting the main power belt back on, obviously it has to be done with the mower deck back under the lawnmower, and it's going to be kind of a pain in the butt, and it's especially going to be hard for y'all to see. Okay, so this tension arm here is the one that we use to put the secondary or the mower deck belt on. All right, this spring and tension is what we're going to use for the drive belt. So you can see that drive belt is tight, loose. All right, so that's what I'm going to be manipulating, probably on the right side of the lawnmower, in order to get that drive belt on these pulleys. All right, I'm going to install this shield back on now. I just hit everything with a grease gun while I had easy access, and cleaned it off about as well as I need to. I went and grabbed an actual wrench because getting a crescent in there is a little difficult, but that is a 1/2-inch wrench. Just for y'all's edification. It's pretty monotonous. You're gonna get a record. Alrighty, so I got this all cleaned up, lubricated, and the belt replaced. Now we get to do the opposite order of operations and get this thing back installed. So I'm just gonna slide it under. All right. So I've got it about situated. I'm gonna lower these arms again. And I've got my 2 points of lifting here. So I'll go ahead, lower them back down. We're ready. Okay, okay, so I'm actually going to pull this back to me, and then I'll be able to get this arm in here. All right, like so, and you want to make sure that's fully seated so you can feel that little pin just sticking out on the other side, all right? That way you make sure it's completely through all of the holes. Do that on the other side. That one's done. Hanger back on. So I'm going to slide it back over that hanger right there. And then just kind of got to bend those and get it back in the hole like that. And then you're going to reinstall your cotter pins. Alrighty. So we've got all of our hanging points reattached. Now we need to reinstall the main belt. So I crawled up under there and got that drive belt reinstalled. Excuse me, not the drive belt, the mower. It's the mower drive belt. It was going to be incredibly difficult to film and show y'all how to do it. So I traced, if the mower deck is like this, what you're going to be doing with that second belt under there is you're going to put it around the back, and then you're going to kind of S it through those two pulleys right there. And then it's just going to go around the drive pulley like that. Or the engine. So you got the engine, the very back, you'll snake it through kind of in an S pattern just like that. And that's it. I went through and double checked all of my pins and everything, made sure everything was installed correctly. I double checked and made sure the belt was sitting in the pulleys themselves correctly. I rotated my anti-scalping wheels back to the original position, and that's it. So hopefully y'all learned something. If y'all did and y'all liked it, please like, comment, and subscribe. Share it with other people. Hit the stupid little bell, because we got a whole bunch of more stuff like this coming all the time. Thank y'all very much.